Welcome, gentlemen. In today's video we're talking about 10 must-have warm weather colognes for men. They are really nice and bright, juicy, sexy, everything you want in a summer cologne. If you're new to this channel, my name is Monica and I talk about men's colognes because I love them, and I think it's useful for you guys to know from a woman's perspective what colognes we find really attractive. So if you're a new guy here on this channel, subscribe and let's jump into this lovely list. First up is the OG, but with a twist. This cologne is super long lasting, really attractive, and to me this is a staple. Every guy should own a version of Acqua di Gio, either this or the Profondo. Those two at the moment are my favorite. Profondo Light is a bit more fun though, a bit more young. It's a freshie, but with longevity that is amazing, and it's got a bit more of this tropical fruitiness that is super fun. It just, to me, this is a guy in his 20s, maybe early 30s, that is having loads of fun, loads of partying, loads of being by the seaside. It's just a really fun summer cologne. So this is an amazing one for you if you want to smell great this summer. Next up is a cologne that is absolutely just juicy, amazing. This one I smelled and I was like, I just loved it, and it will give you that sort of a reaction. It's that DNA. It's Jimmy Choo Man Aqua. This cologne, I'm telling you, you have to apply a lot of it, but it will do the trick. It's absolutely insane, and the sprayer is amazing. It's juicy, it's a shower fresh sort of a cologne. It's aquatic, it's really masculine. It's just, you just want to hug a guy who's wearing something like this. It smells really nice, simple but really sexy, and it's one of those that you just put in your bag or somewhere you're traveling, you just reapply and you smell amazing. And I guarantee you'll have amazing women's reactions with this one. And another plus is that it's super affordable, especially at discounters, so get it only from discounters, and I'll link some of my favorites down below. But yeah, just don't buy it full price because this one you can always get it on a deal. Next up, we've got another amazing cologne. It's Yves Saint Laurent L'Homme, and this scent is, just hit myself. It's so good that you'll hit yourself in the face. No, seriously, this scent is to die for. This is a freshie, but it's also got a bit of lavender in here that makes it really cuddly and sexy and romantic at the same time. So this is not your like straight out of the shower, really fresh cologne. This has got elements of it, but it's a bit more also appropriate for nighttime, so it goes from day to night. If you are looking to have like a fresh cologne that you can wear on a summer date, like date night, this is absolutely amazing. Also, overspray this one, go to town with it, because the more you spray of it, the better it smells. I guarantee you, it's such a good one. Next, we've got something that, if any guy out there has this fragrance in their collection, they're absolutely crazy, because this is one of the best ones out there. It's simple, it's great, it works, okay? Dolce Gabbana Light Blue or Intense. This projection longevity is absolutely great for a freshie that is rare, but this one does it. It smells like a sea guard. It's one of my husband's personal favorites. It's just good. Like, you can just grab it and spray it anytime. It works for any situation. Anybody out there will smell insane if he wears this cologne. Next up is Varvatos Pure. This is another super affordable fragrance. Never buy it full price, so I'm giving you a little tips out there. This is how I shop. I know which colognes I will probably never get on sale, and some colognes like this one I will always try to find on sale. So I'll link some of my favorite discounters where I shop from as well. This one is a nice, easygoing cheapie. It smells clean, citrusy, really just slightly minty. It's one of those easygoing summer colognes that has got a bit of a unique twist. It's such a good one, and it's one that you can just blind buy and you'll smell great. You'll have the best price for this fragrance possible. So it's one of those really easygoing colognes. I would say for especially somebody younger, this is a perfect cologne for you for warm weather. Next up, this is just a cologne that has to be on this list, and it's so good. I've chosen the Bleu de Chanel Eau de Toilette version. I usually go for the Eau de Parfum or the Parfum version of this one, but for the summer, I think this one is still the best just because it's the freshest. And I know that although I'm in the UK and we don't get the greatest summers, but I know most of you are in the US or somewhere in Europe that is much hotter. And this is the one cologne that will last and that will be fresh enough to cut for this humidity. It's got an amazing lemon opening. It's just so zesty. It's so amazing. And I mean, any woman out there will tell you that Bleu de Chanel, it is sexy and it is an amazing cologne. You have to own this cologne in your collection. Like if I was a guy, I would go and get it right now because it's just so good. You can wear it every single day without fail and just smell absolutely amazing. So Eau de Toilette, just with this one, don't try to buy it at discounters. Don't try to buy it on Amazon. There's so many fakes out there. So only buy it from Chanel directly or like Nordstrom, Neiman Marcus, all of those. So I'll link Chanel down below so you can shop it from Chanel directly because that's what I do, because then you get free samples, which is great. You can test other colognes from the line as well. Next up, the one that is compliment monster. This cologne is just amazing. It is Montblanc Explorer. This one is one of my husband's most favorite complimented colognes, but for me as well, I love it. It smells amazing on men. I smell it quite a lot, like this or this similar DNA, because it's similar to Creed Aventus, and it just always works on men. It smells amazing. Women go crazy for it. It's one of those like light woody colognes that smells extremely masculine, and you'll for sure be noticed for it. The more of this in the summer you apply, the better in my opinion, because you want to be smelled, especially if you're like outdoors all the time or you're somewhere inside but there is aircon on. You want to apply an extra dose of that to really be smelled, because aircon really puts, I find, fragrances down, and they are not as in the air as they could be. So account for that. That's my little tip. And this is one of those manly colognes that will make you feel like a boss, really confident. Another cologne that arguably, this is one of my favorite colognes to recommend, favorite line of designer colognes for any weather I recommend, but this particular one is so good. It's Galang L'Homme Cool. This fragrance is so good. Every single fragrance from the line is so good. You have to check it out. This one in particular, there's something super unique about it. It's not a freshie that you've smelled before. This is like this almondy, minty, cooling freshie. I mean, it's absolutely sexy, mind-blowing, and it's really different. You won't smell like everybody out there. It's one of those that you have to get. It's not always displayed, I find, like in Galang. You have to sometimes ask for it. So ask if you can't find it at a counter, or if you want to buy it, I'll also link it down below. But it's one of those that is super good, a bit harder to find than the rest of the collection, but it's totally worth it. Next up, I have to put also on this list an amazing Allure Homme fragrance, but for this summer I would go for Allure Eau de Toilette, not this one. I've got a sample of the other one that I'm telling you about. The other one, I think it's a bit fresher, it's a bit more universally likable, and for really hot summers, I mean, if you're in the UK, this will still work absolutely fine, but if you are somewhere hotter, then you need a bit less creaminess, a bit more sporty, minty goodness. That is the other cologne. So Allure Eau de Toilette, I would go for that one. It's really classy, it's French Riviera chic, it's one of those super fresh colognes with class. It doesn't smell cheap, and let me tell you, there are freshies, a lot of freshies actually, to me smell very cheap. So on this list, you won't find any of them. You're safe with me with this list. They're only the best colognes that I myself like beg my husband and I like spray it all over him, and I want to know how a woman would smell it on a guy, because there is a difference. You smelling it on yourself and then smelling the fragrance on somebody else. Let me know, by the way, what is your number one fresh cologne for warm weather. Let me know down in the comments so you guys also can get more suggestions and I can check out some new ones, because I want to test more fragrances for you guys. Next up is a bit of a cheating fragrance. It's like, it's designer, but it's also on maybe a bit more pricier level. It's Maison Margiela Replica Under the Lemon Trees. If you want something that smells like Amalfi lemons and it's super nice, it doesn't smell like a kitchen cleaner or anything like that, this is a nice lemony fragrance that smells high end, smells beautiful, refreshing, lasts a decent amount of time better than Tom Ford, like Neroli Portofinos and all of that. So this one has got more of that longevity, but a similar sort of refreshing smell. Really amazing for holidays, like French Riviera, Amalfi Coast, like that sort of a vibe. This is really amazing, refreshing, simple, but it does the job. And in the hot weather, it is one of those colognes that I really am still able to smell. So this one is really for those reserved for really hot weather. Really amazing for that. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.